thought that if you did not check your tire pressure every time you got in your car that you could die, you would check.
You would check it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. So you have to have that mindset when you're operating that submarine, that if you don't follow these procedures, maintenance and operational procedures, then you could die.
You guys have been begging for it, you've been asking for it, you've been typing up in the comments saying that you cannot wait to see this submarine in the water, and ladies and gentlemen, today, it's not happening today, but like in the next video, it for sure should be happening. On our last few videos, we've been working on the electronics. We actually got those working, so we have working propellers for this thing now, which is absolutely incredible. It's a huge feat. That's our biggest problem. We also worked really hard on installing and inspecting all of our air components on this wall, including scuba tanks and different plumbing. We even have regulators in case of emergency, which means this whole cabin would flood and I would have to be able to breathe out of this to survive. So we've done a lot, but there's still a few things we have to do. So the major stuff is done. However, there's a bunch of small things like waterproofing and sealing that we have to do to get the submarine in what we're gonna call limp mode. Basically, it's gonna waterproof everything and be able to get a water test, which should be in the next video if all goes right today. Well, there's a secret surprise too, because you guys are so insane that we actually got the attention of the owner, maker, and designer of sportsubs. It's insane that he himself built this thing way back in the day, and now some random kid is trying to rebuild it on YouTube, and you guys have been sharing the content so much that it happened to get in front of him, and I got in touch with him, and today we have a Zoom call where we're gonna ask him all the important questions about basically how not to die, but also any information that he can give us that's super important that we just might not know, because at the end of the day, none of us are submarine mechanics and or submarine pilots. We're just people that kind of got sucked into this project because of me.
And I have worked with the company since day one. I built the very first one along with the two owners. The company is gone away, and we don't really have anything to do with the previous subs. Other than the general shape, there's really nothing that's the same with the sub now than what your sub is, as an example.
I originally found the IVC website, but then when I actually bought the sub, it was gone. So when you hear me in the video say like, you know, this company is gone, it was that specific. So, and I guess in theory that company is gone. It's just been reborn in like a different way now.
Sure you don't want me to grab that mallet? Just
not yet.
In case, bro. Just
not yet.
Not
now.
yet.
Maybe after about 20 minutes of fighting Loctite.
Oh, we gotta, BJ was saying we gotta burn off the Loctite?
Yeah.
Oh boy, we get flames, boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Give that heat. It's crazy how hot it got down here.
Yeah, it'll travel through.
There she goes.
A bunch of fumes ingested later, we have our rusty, dusty, burnt up check valves. But now we got new check valves, and they look way prettier than this, but you can see the corrosion. And let me tell you, I learned something about Loctite today. It locks it really tight, for sure.
You're the first person in a very long time that has taken this to the internet. Sort of right after that sub was built, they didn't do anything with the company or hardly anything at all. And that's why there's not much on the web. You search the web and there's just not that much there because they didn't do anything.
No hiding it. There's no hiding it anymore.
He's gonna give it away.
Yeah, we named the sub. We've had the name, but I was gonna present it maybe like, you know, when we wrap it or do whatever. The first custom piece we're doing is replacing this acrylic panel that goes over the battery box. So we're custom making a new one. We have a Jiggin fish rendered on the screen right now. And we also have a name, which is officially the Subscribe. So you guys wrote it up in the comments. I wrote them all down. I love the Subscribe. And we actually have another project that's gonna marry to that name. So it's gonna be a two-part vessel, a two-part name. So the official name of the submarine is the Subscribe.
And the danger in there is not the fluid, it's not the acid, it's the gas.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you sit on that plastic battery lid and you rub your ass the right way, it will blow up.
Wow.
Well, then what batteries would you recommend not being an atom bomb? Or is there something we can purchase from y'all?
Well, I just wanted to give you that scare, because the reality is that when those batteries create hydrogen gas, and that gas is in that battery box, and it gets to the right mixture of air and gas, and you create a static charge by running your ass across that thing, it will literally blow up.
There is your battery box.
Wow. That is gorgeous. All right, let's clean her off. Bro, that looks so good. The subscribe, I love that, man. The bubbles are a good touch too, because it just like textures it up enough where it just kills some of the dead space. Imagine like that with blue lights, it's just gonna light up everything. It's gonna look so dope. It's gonna look so dope, bro. Thank you for that. Freaking crushed it, bro.
Yes, sir.
Dang, that's awesome. Quick test fit here. Woo! Man, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. That is gonna look so good when it's all done right there. Jiggin, subscribe. When it's all lit up the way it's supposed to be, it really brings that stuff to life. So that's without the lights. That's with the lights there. It's gonna be so cool. Especially with like a blue light. With a blue light, I think it'll just like be like a blue glow in there. It's like really, really cool. So these boys crushed it, man. It looks so freaking awesome.
Right, I saw you in the first video hold up a student manual.
Yes.
Did you read it?
No. I have went over.
I could have answered that question. I could have answered that. I wanted to know how honest you were.
Not yet.
I probably should have read the manual, to be honest with you, but
Typical man. Yeah. Crack open a beer and throw the manual away. You showed this manual, and now you're just guessing on everything. And I'm thinking, why the hell would he have not read that manual? It clearly outlines everything about how that thing works.
Yeah.
I thought you were kind of doing it on purpose.
No. I just didn't read the manual.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna read that immediately.
You realize every time it was something bad, it was always do this. It's very important, because if you don't, you could die. I was like, you could die? It's not like riding a bike where you're gonna scrape your knee. If you don't, you're just like, no, you will die.
He also reverted back to, well, if you would have read the manual, that would have explained that little part.
I gotta read this manual. This manual is very important. I definitely need to get it. We got a lot of stuff to order. I don't know where we go next, but we have like 30 things on our list, and let's get to work.
Shopping and lunchtime?
Oh yeah. Operation Home Depot is in full effect. We are looking for hardware, adhesive, silicone, what else? More of these golden pieces. We got a lot of stuff on the list, and quite honestly, there's so much stuff that has to be done. So we're just getting a bunch of odds and ends. Surprisingly enough, everything that the Submarine is made out of is just basic parts. There's no like specific Submarine part about this. Matter of fact, the joystick, I found out, is the same thing that's in a wheelchair. So it's a 6-point ball. Found it?
Yeah.
Submarine parts right in the bolt section?
Of course.
So you guys know we have those lead bars. They're super toxic and they're inside the Submarine, so we have to seal them. And we were going to use Flex Seal to do that, basically to just cover up the lead so we're not breathing that in. But here's a little behind the scenes drama. We actually reached out to Flex Seal. They've reached out to us in the past and sent us a big care package. So it's like, hey, I've got this cool idea. I'd love to partner on this video. And essentially they said no, which is not a big deal, except they only said no because they wanted to do projects where they repair, not replace, which doesn't make sense because we're repairing the submarine, we're not replacing it. So we are switching over to Gorilla, and we are team not Flex Seal because they didn't want to support what we were doing. So now we're going to give a different company free promo because we're team not Flex Seal. Gorilla, I use all their tape to cover up my logos anyway. I do love their products. So moving on. That's $140 of Gorilla sealant. Been shaking these for about 30 minutes.
Cleaning dinosaur teeth.
Cleaning dinosaur teeth. Goodness gracious. Corey is working on getting all the corrosion off our lead weights. Remember, this is raw lead, which is not good to breathe in, and we're stuck in a cabin with this stuff. So we've got a bunch of that. We also have the lead powder bags, which are really bad. This is the stuff that we've got the Gorilla spray to seal. So after he gets done scraping all the oxidation off, we're gonna hit him with the sealant, and then that way they should be rendered safer, at least.
When I saw the sub, I went, oh yeah, okay, I remember that sub. So there's models previous to yours that there's no way they should ever be put in the water. And there's just no way they could be.
Right.
So yours is not that.
Okay.
That was the first thing that I wanted to see. What is it? But there's no expert in this submarine. There are only 2 or 3. And one of them is sitting right over there, and me. and not Caleb. And another guy that has nothing to do with it anymore. And the reason why I say that is because it is not like there's experts on batteries, there's experts on electrical, there's experts on all of these fields. Putting that all together into a breathable environment under the water that you can move around in and be safe. There's no experts on that. Even submarine experts are not an expert on this because the way a single atmosphere sub works and the way this sub works is totally different. Has nothing to do with, they have nothing to do with each other.
We have about 800 more pounds of this stuff, so we're not going to show you that whole process, but you guys get the deal. We're taking the lead, it's unsafe, we're cleaning it. Well, Corey's cleaning it in the sander, and then we're spraying it with this Gorilla sealant. So it's still heavy, it's still lead, but at least it's contained, and we're not just breathing it in the cockpit, especially the lead powdered bags. So dangerous. So this is a great resolution here. Very heavy.
So here's a couple of things that will give you confidence in the fact that you're not going to die in this.
Okay.
And that is
The good part.
Yeah. So that is the training manual, the student manual. If you follow it to a T, you will not die. Even if you have no training, you just put this thing in the water.
In the last 24 hours, a lot of stuff has happened, including us buying some, well, crazy items because Travis and I went on a secret mission where we may have bought, can't tell you. But if you follow me on Instagram, you have a slight hint. And if you don't, it's more reason for you to go over there because you're getting updates in real time. However, while Travis and I went down to an undisclosed location, we had the Nautical Bros doing a bunch of work on the submarine while we were gone. There's so much stuff that has to be done, and it's constant projects, whether they're big or small, they all have to be done, and they're all just as important as the next, because ultimately, if all of these pieces don't work harmonically together, there will be a catastrophic failure with the submarine.
All the pieces to put together our new system.
Oh my God, it's so shiny.
It's so shiny.
Oh my God, it looks so pretty. Wow, dude. And look at the red Loctite, boy. That ain't coming apart. I learned about Loctite now. That ain't coming apart. Yeah, this is so important because this doesn't let water into the electronic system. This also lets everything breathe. It pressurizes stuff. It lets stuff go one way. The battery box doesn't allow salt to get in, and it's a bunch of stuff. So this is so important. You brought me the golden flute as my surprise. Here, hold these because I have a surprise for you. You're gonna love this. You're gonna absolutely love this. This is a big deal here. This is a really, really big deal here. Here you go, brother. These boys have spent over a month with me building this submarine, and I finally, after that FaceTime, I finally was like, maybe we should get the manual.
This is a game changer.
So, this lead looks amazing.
Looks a lot better than it did before.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad it smells like rubber instead of lead fumes, which is good.
Lead acid
I
poisoning.
mean, look at these blocks. You don't even understand how heavy these blocks are.
Pick this one up.
How heavy do you think that is? 40, 50 pounds? We got batteries. Really big batteries. Duracell. Isn't that crazy? Went from like powering up toy submarines to powering up real ones. You got the lead bars in there, don't you?
Yeah.
Smells like gorilla rubber. All right.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Do they fit?
Literally perfect.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. Really?
Beautiful. And we got lucky, there's no room on either side. It slid the wall.
Okay. Well, I think we end on a good note of nobody's gonna die.
Yeah.
Honestly, I appreciate you taking this call so much, and some of this information is just so important. So I'm really glad we were able to get some serious steps forward, and I promise we'll continue to entertain you and all of your engineering that you've done. We're just gonna keep redoing it and figuring it out.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Nice meeting you. You did an awesome job.
Nice meeting you guys as well. Yeah, nice meeting some YouTube stars. It's you guys are like movie stars to us here.
Hey, well, if you only knew, we just talk to ourselves with the camera all day.
Yeah.
If somehow it looks cool when you press upload, but yeah, we'll stay in touch. Thank you so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it.
No problem. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached a stopping point for the submarine, not because it's done, but because your boy Brandon J, I have to go edit. Just some transparency. There's a lot of work being done on the submarine, and we are on insane tight deadlines to make sure these submarine videos come out on Sunday. We've been working on this since Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Today is Saturday. All of the stuff you've seen in this video is sprinkled throughout all of those days. And there's a lot of small stuff that's not even worth filming that we didn't even put on camera. So there's a lot of projects that are happening here. I just thought it'd be cool to be transparent with you and say that I'm stopping this video here and going home and editing all night tonight so it can go up Sunday for you guys. Even though the Nautical Bros are gonna stay and do a lot of stuff. They've gotta seal the batteries, they've gotta seal the air component systems, they've gotta rewire a little bit of stuff and then plug in a charging mechanism. There's a lot of stuff that has to be going on. It's not gonna make this video, it's probably not gonna make the next video, just because the next video, I want it to be a water touchdown where we do the water test. So they're gonna be burning the midnight oil to make sure next week we are able to put this in the water. But right now, I have to rush home. I have about 10 to 12 hours of footage that I have to go through and make this video for you guys. So a lot of people don't show the behind the scenes, but we're cutting this project short as far as the video part of it, so we can get a video up, even though there's a lot that has to be done. But we have all the main components now. The batteries was kind of like the last key, and those batteries actually have more amp hours, basically more use time than the forklift batteries from 1998. So we're moving on to bigger and better batteries. Well, actually smaller and better batteries in a way. And we're gonna do a water test next video. I hope. If you guys don't see that, something catastrophic went wrong, and I apologize, but this is submarine life. It's all just kind of like throwing darts at the wall and seeing what sticks. With that being said though, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's been a complete grinder. For some reason, this was one of the hardest ones to make, I think, because we're having to dot all our I's and cross all our T's to make sure it's able to be in the water, which is a scary thing. So with that being said, that is gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, we will catch you on the next adventure, or next time you see us, we'll be putting this baby in the water for the very first time since like 2000 something, 2004. Who knows? Since 1998. We'll just go with that. All right, love you all. Peace out. Do they have in this factory like days since last incident signs? They should. This is you, and that is the guy she told you not to worry about. We should all be worried.
Coming up with the question list for the creator. So that way all the little questions that I
For the
have
creator?
left- Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like me, like the YouTube creator. You're talking about the Submarine.
I'm talking about its daddy.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not
Okay.
its stepdaddy.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Travis? I was like, what are you boys doing? He's like, coming up with questions for the creator. What's the meaning of life? I've got the important items, the essentials here. Ooh. They didn't notice the new camera yet. If you guys didn't notice, we're recording on a new camera, and that's only because you guys are watching these videos and supporting us, so we get to be able to afford better equipment. I also haven't bought a new camera since like 2018, so it was time. My old camera's like as old as the Submarine, pretty much. So thank you. I love you. Mwah.